I'm pulling it up right now. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. It is 7:45 on your Friday morning, May 8th. Thanks for connecting with us on your Facebook pages. We love to chat with you and see how things are going in your life as we kind of navigate this new sense of normal. So we're going to be involving you in some conversations in just a little bit. But first, I'm going to introduce you to the team. We've got Megan Malaris and Taran Kirksey, who are working from home. And I think you guys are really enjoying this whole work from home life that you are now kind of getting used to, right? I know Taran is anyway.
Yeah, it's nice and quiet, and I have my little space here, and it's certainly been good. I've always been the type of person that I like to listen to music and stuff when I work on my forecast. And obviously, when you're in an office building, you can't listen to all the music you want to listen to. You have to have your headphones in. No headphones necessary in my home office.
So nice. I know. I mean, I'm not telling you to brag or anything. I'm just, trying to get a sense of the fact that you like it. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so I'm Tracy McCain, still in the studio alone, but hopefully one day that will change and my friends will come back in. For now, we are still practicing social distancing as the state prepares to go into phase 1. So let's start with the forecast. Taran, it is chilly outside right now.
Yeah, chilly is certainly the word of the day as far as your weather forecast as we head towards the weekend. For today, we have some sunshine now. The clouds will thicken up. Rain chances will increase through the afternoon on into this evening. High temperatures in the mid 60s. And then this clears out as we go through the night tonight. And we're in for a sunny but cold weekend with high temperatures on Saturday only making it into the 50s. And once you factor in the breeze, it's going to feel even colder than that. And then by Sunday morning, I'm expecting a widespread frost with high temperatures Sunday afternoon reaching the mid 60s. And then we'll see a warming trend after that as we head through next week. Let's quick look at your forecast.
All right, let's jump into our first conversation right now, and is the one that everyone is talking about. The state will lift some restrictions for the first time in more than a month today, starting at 5 p.m. Clothing stores and parks will reopen, but gyms, salons, and restaurant dining remain closed. So keep in mind, you're still encouraged to stay home and social distance when you can. But I asked you on my Facebook page, how comfortable do you feel going out this weekend? So we'll get to some responses and then we'll read some of yours on Facebook right now. A lot of people weighing in. So let's take a look at Cynthia's response. She says, quote, "For a while, I will continue to only go to work and go out for essentials while wearing a mask and social distancing. I have already been going on walks and hiking away from others." Kathy says, not at all. Still too many cases and possibilities of people with COVID-19 that don't even know they have it. I'm high risk. Sharon writes, "I will continue to practice good and food and medicine runs only. My children, our older family members, will remain under quarantine for as long as it takes. God's will. John says, I will stay at home. There is no hurry to get out there before it's time. I'm still connected to my family and friends all over the country, my church family and my musical family via all the options we have available. He says that we can also assist others without risking our own health. Here's one from Billy who says, I personally think this whole thing has been blown out of proportion. I'll be going back to work ASAP. All right, lots of different opinions there. So we'll talk to our panel first, and then again, keep weighing in because we do want to get to your responses this morning. So Megan, the state is starting to roll out phase 1 today at 5 o'clock. Do you feel comfortable going out just yet, or what is your practice going to be?
I think it's going to be case by case. I'm really going to evaluate, okay, do I need to go somewhere, or is this just purely for fun? I think I might maybe down the road start going to some stores or shopping, but with precautions in place. I think I'm going to still take my mask with me, have the hand sanitizer at the ready. But all in all, I feel okay about going places as long as I take precautions and still just evaluate whether I really need to do something.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. Absolutely. I'm kind of feeling the way you are, Megan. How about you, Taran?
Yeah, I totally agree. Just a case-by-case basis. You know, my wife and I have been going and trying to frequent some of our favorite restaurants and stuff as far as the takeout. But I don't know if we're quite ready to, you know, I know we're not at the point where they're going to open it up where you can sit down. But I don't know once that happens if we're going to want to go and sit in a restaurant, or we're going to continue to want to do the takeout. We'll just have to wait and see. And again, it's a case-by-case basis for sure. But one thing is for certain, we're still going to continue to frequent them, even if it's just buying something to take out.
Right, exactly. Supporting our local businesses is so important right now. We did hear from the governor yesterday who said even if we start to see a small spike in cases, he's going to start toughening restrictions again. So, I mean, it looks like he's kind of proceeding cautiously optimistic to see, you know, how we do this first week or so in terms of cases. But if they do go up, which they could, you know, he's ready to tighten the reins again. So we'll see what happens. But a lot of people responding. Brad says, reopen NC. It is time. Becky says, keep NC closed. So there's two back-to-back different responses here. Robin says, open America. Rashetta says, just open all of North Carolina. My unemployment still hasn't started. I need to go to work. And then we have some comments from Dimitri, who says, it's your right to do whatever you want, but he suggests keeping it closed. Michelle says, I don't think I really care to be in the crowds. They will be inevitably hard to avoid COVID-19. And then Melissa says, wait until Monday, watch the numbers. I think we'll all be watching the numbers to see if there is a spike in cases. You know, that's one of the things about coronavirus. It's like some people can be asymptomatic and not even know they have it, and others have these full-blown attacks and attack of the body and these horrendous symptoms. So the scale is just, it just teeters back and forth. So I know we're going to keep discussing this, but Megan, I'm going to give you the last word here as you move into morning headlines.
Yeah, so we had a question, at least on my page, and I've seen it a few times circulating about churches. With churches allowed to reopen for outdoor services, do they have to abide by that 10-person rule? The answer is no. And I just reread the governor's new executive order with the modifications for the stay-at-home rules, just to make sure, yeah, churches do not have to follow that 10-person rule, but people have to social distance and try to maintain proper health procedures if they do want to take advantage of some of those outdoor services.
Right, that's a great point.
And with that, let's get to absolutely. And with that, let's get to your morning headlines. There's a big celebration happening across the world today, VE Day, the 75th anniversary of victory in Europe. In its honor, ambassadors to Germany attended several separate ceremonies at a Soviet memorial in Berlin today. Nazi commanders signed their surrender to Allied forces in a French schoolhouse 75 years ago to the day, ending both World War II in Europe and the Holocaust. The war had more than 40 million casualties on both sides. Back in the U.S. today, 8 World War II veterans will join President Trump at a wreath-laying ceremony to pay respects. Back to some COVID-19 headlines. Phase 1 of reopening, as we mentioned, starts today at 5. Clothing stores, sporting goods stores, houseware shops, and more can reopen. Gatherings are still limited to 10 people, but churches, as I mentioned, can have outdoor services of more than 10 people. Parks can also reopen. Many places still have to stay closed. They include restaurant dining rooms, hair salons, gyms, and theaters.
Well, our state sees another big jump in confirmed cases just as phase 1 begins. 639 cases yesterday alone, the most since the pandemic started. So let's give those numbers some context here. Remember, we have to look at this as a percentage. So our state performed more than 6,800 tests Wednesday. They produced over 600 confirmed cases. So that's about 9% that have come back positive, which is a little higher than it has been the last few days. But the state says overall the number of cases is trending down. Triad businesses are eager to open as we prepare for Mother's Day. Clothing stores and floor shops are making sure they're following all the new rules and regulations before one of the busiest shopping holidays of the year. Many businesses are still offering curbside and online sales for anyone who is not quite ready to leave home.
Well, speaking of Mother's Day, it's going to look a lot different this weekend. Of course, normally this is a holiday where families get together. Maybe you go to church, then go out to brunch and have the family come back over to your house for activities throughout the day. Probably not going to be the case this year. Under phase 1 of the reopening plan, Governor Cooper says we're not ready for those mass gatherings yet or in-person dining. So we wanted to know, how are you planning to celebrate Mother's Day this coming Sunday? Let's take a look at some of your comments here and then we'll start our discussion. Virtual gatherings will be popular this weekend with services like Zoom, House Party, and even Facebook Video Messenger. There are plenty of ways to get together online. If you'd like to eat a special meal, you have several options through takeout or delivery. A lot of restaurants are offering special meal deals with family-sized options. A good way to find out what everyone's offering is in the Facebook page called Greensboro Takeout. That's a great option. I've seen some of the comments on my page and from your page, Tracy, about this. People saying either they're going to Zoom with loved ones on Mother's Day, or they're going to cook at home or get takeout. Still finding ways to celebrate while keeping in mind that this is not the normal way we typically remember the holiday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know the businesses are eager to open, and this is one of the busiest times because people need flowers and they like to get gifts for mom. So, I mean, and that aspect, you know, reopening during this time is, you know, somewhat of a positive for those businesses. But at the same time, it's like we still have to do social distancing. So my mom is in the high risk category, so I won't physically be going to her house or seeing her physically. But we love to IMO, we love to FaceTime, we love to Zoom. That way we can stay connected. And literally, she's one exit away, but we're just keeping a safe distance because I don't want to have that burden on me, knowing, or her, knowing that, you know, I did something to contribute to her being ill. So I'm just going to, for my mom's safety especially, stay away, since I am still going into work every day, and I am, even though we're social distancing, still near people. So I don't want to put her at risk. So it'll be like, hey mom, how you doing? Happy Mother's Day. And that's kind of where we're going to go from there. But I know your mom is states away, Taran, so you're probably used to communicating with her like this.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't think I've been back to my hometown in a few years, but you know, she's been up here a couple of times. But this year, we're send her a gift, and you know, just kind of leave it at that. We talk regularly, and she's not really the type of mom that wants a whole lot of stuff. So she's just like, hey, I'm just glad you're thinking about me, and I don't really care about the gift, but just, you know, as long as you give me a phone call regularly, we good. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. For her, is just send her something that I think that she might like. I'm going to surprise her with it, though she doesn't know.
Oh, she doesn't know. Okay, yeah. Well, you're lucky, because I love to ruin a surprise. And so, Megan, your mom is also several states away, but you guys have been keeping in touch regularly.
Oh yeah, we FaceTime almost every day. She wants to see Christian because she's not able to travel here to see him yet. So hopefully that'll happen soon where we can get together in person. But for now, yeah, we plan to virtually connect on Mother's Day. I hope to connect with some of my other mom friends in other states as well on Mother's Day. So we're making do. It's just good to check up on people right now. You know, that's really sometimes all we can do. And that's a great way to celebrate, I think, just staying connected with loved ones. I hopefully will get outside a little bit with my immediate family on Mother's Day so we can celebrate a little bit. I know Turan Kirksey is giving us a chillier but at least dry forecast for Sunday, so hopefully we can make those outdoor plans happen.
Yeah, well, while we're talking about making outdoor plans happen, why don't you give us our forecast?
All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. It is going to be cold this weekend for sure. Today, though, temperatures will make it to the 60s, but once you factor in the breeze, it is going to feel a little bit on the cool side, at least in my opinion. We will also see the rain chances move in as we go through the afternoon on into this evening, and then that does clear out for the weekend with lots of sunshine. High temperatures Saturday only in the 50s. It will be breezy, so it's going to feel much cooler than that. And then by Sunday morning, I think we're going to start out with a widespread frost likely before we see temperatures warm up to the mid-60s Sunday afternoon. Then we'll see a nice warming trend after that, and temperatures finally close to average for this time of the year by the time we reach Thursday. That's a quick look at your forecast.
You know, throughout the week, we try to give you reasons to smile because we know that this conversation can always be heavy on you and it can weigh on your mind. So we try to take a break, and by Friday, we've compiled a list of great moments to think about and show you guys. So here's the best of GMS. Have a great weekend. Have a happy Mother's Day and stay safe, everybody. Take care. All right, Stacy Spivey is going to start us off with our first conversation. What are we talking about today?
I'm so happy because obviously with a house now I can actually garden and do things like that. And I've always wanted to do this, so I bought some peonies, which are my favorite flowers. So I'm gonna plant those this weekend. We will see how it goes. Do y'all have faith in me? You're not. Turan.
No. I do.
No.
I gave up coffee maybe about 6 weeks ago, and it's been amazing.
Now I know why there's more coffee in the coffee pot in the canteen in the morning. It's because Tracy is taking a break from coffee.
I got some geraniums a few weeks ago and planted them, and I think we did that a little too early. They're not looking too great right now, but I'm hoping for a rebound, and I just need Turan to give me some good, consistently warm weather for those geraniums.
Yeah, Turan, come on.
You know, when in doubt, just buy a fake plant and tell people it's real and roll with it.
You would say that. I'm not surprised.
I'm putting a little bit more brandy because my lighter did not touch.
Oh, okay.
Like I wanted to.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's lovely. That's a different now with no wind.
I would be a little worried about my eyebrows or my eyelashes if that happened at my kitchen.
See?